I see a lot of guys get injured. After they get injured, they quit. And number one, try not to get injured. Number two, when you do get injured, take care of it, research it. There's every type of injury. There's people online talking about how they went through it before you, what doctors they saw, what advice they did, what they regret, what they wish they knew before. I would do tons of research. And when you start back again, here's the secret to coming back. Start one increment at a time. Start by going back and watching a class. Start by going back after that. And look, I'm just going to do a little technique. I'm not going to roll. And then, hey, after a while, when you feel confident, and obviously you did your rehab already and all that. You've lifted your weights, you've done your exercises. You're like, you know what? I'm going to find somebody I trust. And do you mind flow rolling with me? Because I haven't rolled in months and I just coming off an injury. And I'm going to flow roll with somebody I trust. And then from flow rolling, we'll pick it up more intense. And then I'll get back slowly into rolling naturally, normally. But the one thing you shouldn't do is give in. Do not give in, because that's going to lead to another failure. And then all of a sudden, you're going to end up painting yourself in a corner. I'll give you guys a quick little story. Once upon a time, I had a really bad experience on an airplane. Those of you who watch this channel regularly, I'm scared of flying. And when I flew back home for that long trip from Japan, I had a really, really bad experience. I got sick on the plane, really, really sick. Came back hating airplanes. And I was flying, before that, I was flying quite comfortably. And then one day I was crossing a bridge, a large bridge. I was driving and I was crossing a large bridge, and I was very anxious being on the bridge. And I was shocked because I have no fear of bridges, guys. I can go right now, hang off a bridge, and I'll feel fine. But after that bad experience, I was having everything to do with heights was scaring me. And I would drive that bridge, and I was my heart would start racing. I was like shocked. I was like, why is my heart rate elevating? Why am I sweating? Like, I was feeling the sensation of fear, but I was like, why? I've crossed bridges a million times in my life. I've never had a problem with the bridge. I actually love bridges. I actually love to cross over bridges. I love the view. I enjoy the scenery. And I just came back from Miami not long ago, and it was these beautiful bridges, just fantastic. Which, by the way, I have no fear of bridges today. I'm talking about well over 10 years ago. My fear of flying was translating slowly. It was trickling down to my fear of, to now manifesting itself as a fear of bridges, heights. But I was very stubborn. I was like, hell no, there's no way in hell I'm going to be scared of bridges. And I would just keep crossing bridges. I was just so stubborn. Like, if you don't know a lot about Arabic culture, like to be scared of stuff is really frowned upon, especially in my family. Like if you're scared of something, it's like, it's not really high. It's not high. Let's just say it's not highly tolerated. When we were kids, if we showed fear of anything, when we were kids, you fear God, you fear nothing else. And if you showed fear, it was not. Let's just say it. How can I say it nicely? It was not well. It was not encouraged. It was shameful to be scared of anything. So I'm actually very happy that I learned that. It's normal to feel a fear, but don't act on your fear. Okay, I'm not ashamed to say that I was scared. I was having anxiety going over the bridge. But I would be ashamed to tell you. I'm telling you, I would be so ashamed. I would not tell this story if I didn't just keep driving over bridges like it was nothing. Like, I would be kind of like, I just kept driving over, and I made it a point now. If I have a route and one of them is a bridge, I'm going to go with the route that has the bridge, just to make sure that sensation has been dulled, killed, squashed, terminated. Now today, I don't think twice. I go on bridges, I don't think twice. I actually highly enjoy crossing bridges. I love scenery. I love scenery over bridges. But there was a time, my friend, that if I let that fear, if I said, look, it'll be more comfortable, let me avoid the bridge, I would have started being scared of everything. And that little worm inside your head will grow stronger and stronger if you feed it. You got to grab it, choke it, stomp on it, kill it, face it. And you do it by facing it. And make sure that you face your fears, because that little fear of coming back to the mat is going to manifest itself in all sorts of things. And all of a sudden, you're a guy living in his home and he doesn't want to go outside anymore. Now, of course, it's not going to be that extreme that fast, but that's how those people got to that point. It can snowball, the snowball effect. I always tell people, socialize your children. I train kids. Sometimes kids are really troublesome because they have no social. I was having this conversation yesterday with a parent. They have no social skills. But he's not a dumb child. He just needs to be taught social skills. You got to teach everything, because what happens later on, that kid's, just because that kid has no social skills, he's gonna have less friends. He's gonna be bullied. He's gonna be excluded from activities. He's not gonna be invited to birthday parties. He's gonna have all these negative effects, and then all of a sudden, he's this crazy guy. We all think he's crazy. He lives in a house by himself, and one day he does something drastic. He tries to get revenge on the world. And unfortunately, we've seen that way too many times. It's always these social outcasts. Well, you got to ask yourself, how did they become social outcasts? Now, there could be many avenues to this. However, I believe it happens incrementally, and because positive things happen incrementally and negative things happen incrementally. If you have a fear of getting back on the mat, the first thing you need to do is devise a plan to incrementally get closer and closer to getting onto the mat till you get onto the mat. And then you roll. Because rolling on the mat is not dangerous. It's not life-threatening. Okay, so you should be doing it on a regular basis. You should be doing something that scares you. You should be doing something that scares you. Not something that petrifies you, but something that scares you. Because that's how you know you're growing. Okay, you're going outside of your comfort zone. We don't grow when we're in the comfort zone. We got to get out of our comfort zone. When you get out of your comfort zone, it's a little bit scary. Look, for the not gaining weight, this is what I would do. I would get on. Look, I would probably do, you probably can't do Airdyne right away. Obviously, you're going to have to wait. But I love the Airdyne machine. So what I would suggest is another cardio machine that you like. I personally like the Airdyne. And after a while, once your elbows, once you start mobilizing the elbow a little more, you can get on the Airdyne machine. Another thing you could do maybe is elliptical. Some ellipticals don't have the arms. You kind of just hold on to a grip, and you can use elliptical. Use whatever cardio machine you feel best to keep your body active. Use whatever exercises you can do to keep your body active, and rehab. Do some research. I'm not an expert on the elbow. I would say do your research. Make sure you read Kelly Starrett's material, Becoming a Supple Leopard. Make sure you know all about his stuff. But before you do all that, you got to get your elbow checked out by an expert and then go through those phases. Okay. But ultimately speaking, cardio, keeping your body lean, you have to exercise every day. And you should exercise every day, and that should be a normal part of your life. If you exercise every day for 30 days, you'll have created a habit. Okay, so if you got to read Charles Duhigg's Habit, it's a bit of a dry book. It's not super exciting, but here's the crux of the matter. If you do something for 30 days, it won't be painful anymore. It'll become a habit. So you gotta bite the bullet a little bit for 30 days, but do it for 30 days. After a while, he says your body creates this type of loop in your mind. It wires your brain differently, and it costs less energy to do that activity now. Your brain rewires itself. That's why habits are easy to do. Like when you brush your teeth in the morning, you don't argue with yourself whether you're going to brush your teeth. You just do it. So exercise for 30 days. You know that if I pass the 30 day mark, I won't feel this torturous feeling anymore. It'll start being pleasurable to train. So build good habits, guys. Build good habits. That's a great one for the new year. Build good habits. Anything that's tough to do it for at least 30 days. Don't you quit. Get past that 30 day mark, because it's going to start feeling easier and easier and easier. And then you're going to start getting enjoyment out of what used to torture you or fatigue you.